Hey, it's Lane Ethridge. I haven't been invited to talk with you by Shop Squawk. They're doing unbelievable things, and what I've discovered by building Changing Lanes International is that really every single person is making a small shift in their life, personally, financially, physically, spiritually, relationally, and their health as well. We have these areas of our life that are so important, but what I want to talk to you about is you guys are at the perfect place in your life to start learning what a lot of us failed to learn because we didn't have the mentors teaching us how to do that. You see, as a middle school math teacher, I had the opportunity to sit down with kids every single day. But I didn't care about that. I actually didn't like that part of it. What I liked is when they would come in and interact with me and I could actually talk life more than just, filling in a Scantron to get a good grade to then get a job that I didn't really believe in. Most of you are not that person. You're sitting here watching this knowing that you don't want to go down that path. But here's the one piece of advice and counsel that I want to give to you today. You see, when I was teaching Pythagorean theorem, the kids that struggled in my class and that got further behind, even though we were during that No Child Left Behind thing, they got further and further behind. And the reason is this. They didn't have the base foundation that they needed. We know that song right now, it's all about that bass. And they didn't have that. They didn't have the base foundation, meaning they couldn't do simple arithmetic. They couldn't add and subtract, multiply and divide, and let alone not only that, they had to rely on a calculator to be able to do that. And so how were they going to teach and understand a formula and to put in a sequential order in order to spit out the result without the base foundation? And once we went back to the basics and got them to understand the simple base foundation, then they could plug and build on that. So whatever you're doing right now, whatever the entrepreneurial endeavor you're in, focus on the basics. Those are going to be what do that. Once you have that and you're super solid and you can teach somebody else about the basics, then let somebody come in and teach you the higher level things and then put it into the formula. With that, one other teaching point is this. Once you have the base, everything takes time. It is a formula, and you have to continue plugging away at it over and over and over again. And the more you do that, the better the results will be. I would say first start by doing something. I think perfect inaction is not as good as imperfect action. And what I mean by that is kind of fail forward faster. And so you got to go do something. Constantly we're making these lane changes anyway. And so if you go down a path that life isn't going the way you want, you can use Sharon and Greg's formula, the success formula. It's amazing. It's something that I've used and plugged my life into, and it works. But if it doesn't work for you, figure out why not. Have somebody come in and mentor you on that, and it's okay. It's okay if things don't go the perfect way that you want to, because that's part of life. Learn from it. Take it into the next endeavor that you go to. And again, the base foundational principles that you learn in that will then support the next journey that you go on. So just be you at the end of the day. You've got to just step into that. Don't worry about what other people think about you. They're going to judge you regardless. So let them judge you on the things that you are doing well. And don't listen to the things that you're not. I had a lot of those kids when I was teaching middle school. Again, the kids that struggled, they didn't have the base foundation, but usually when they went home, their home was so broken that they couldn't have continuing education in a way that they needed. And so my suggestion would be this. Surround yourself with the kids in your class that think the way you do, because most of them don't. You already know that. That's why you're doing what you're doing. Continue to hang out with those kids. But more importantly, do extracurricular activities that actually associate with people that are thinking not in the normal, traditional way and that your teachers are educating you. Do something uncomfortable every single day, which is very basic. I'm sure you've heard that before. But if you aren't doing something that's challenging and pushing you, you're not going to have success. I'll give you an example in my life right now. I hate swimming, I hate running, and I hate biking. I love sports. I just decided yesterday that I'm going to do a triathlon. Why? Because it will challenge me in ways that I've never been challenged before. And the discipline that I will learn, that's the only reason I'm doing it, is to discipline myself to do things that I don't want to do. Now, in general, we've got to have fun. Because when you're having fun, the money comes, the success will come a little bit easier. But you can take something from what you're doing over here into what you need over here. And so do something a little bit uncomfortable that you're still going to enjoy, that's good for you. Don't do anything that's just going to take you off the track down to your demise. But make sure that you do something on a higher level that's going to teach you new things that nobody else can really teach you except for you discovering those within yourself.